They speak of it in hushed tones, a whisper carried on the salt spray of the ocean for millennia. They say it was a city of impossible wealth, an island continent shimmering with gold and a strange, luminous metal they called orichalcum. It was a kingdom of profound wisdom, its people possessing knowledge that surpassed their time, a global power whose dominion stretched across the seas. It was a cradle of architects, engineers, philosophers, and kings. And then, in a single, terrible moment, it was gone. Atlantis. The name itself is a mystery, an echo from a time before recorded time, whispering of a magnificent world lost forever beneath the waves. It is more than a name. It is a promise of a forgotten history, a scar on the memory of humanity. But was it ever real? Or is it merely the world's most enduring ghost story, a cautionary tale crafted by a philosopher to warn us against our own ambition? Tonight, we dive deeper than any submarine into the heart of the greatest unsolved legend of all time, the spectacular rise and the sudden silent fall of Atlantis, the lost empire that vanished without a trace. The story of Atlantis begins not with a deep-sea explorer or a weathered treasure map, but in the mind of one of history's greatest thinkers, over 2,000 years ago. Plato. Around 360 BC, the Athenian philosopher presented the world with a staggering history in two of his dialogues, the Timaeus and the Critias. The story, he claimed, was not his own. It was an ancient account, passed down from the great Athenian lawgiver Solon, who had heard it from learned Egyptian priests, guardians of histories that stretched back into the dawn of civilization. They told of a mighty island nation, a superpower that existed 9,000 years before their time. Plato describes a land of breathtaking beauty and unparalleled ingenuity, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the towering cliffs that flank what we now call the Strait of Gibraltar. This was the heart of a vast empire. The island itself was a marvel of geoengineering, consisting of concentric rings of land and water, connected by massive canals and tunnels large enough for ships to sail through. At its center stood a citadel of unbelievable splendor. Here, a grand temple dedicated to the sea god Poseidon, the mythical founder of Atlantis, was covered in silver, its pinnacles gleaming with pure gold. Inside, a colossal golden statue depicted the god himself in a chariot pulled by winged horses. The land was blessed with every resource: lush forests, fertile plains, herds of elephants, and access to hot and cold natural springs that fed elaborate public baths. But according to Plato, this divine heritage curdled. The Atlanteans, descendants of a god and a mortal, let their human nature dominate. Their wisdom turned to arrogance, their harmony to greed, their peace to a thirst for conquest. They became, Plato wrote, filled with unrighteous avarice and power. But afterwards there occurred violent earthquakes and floods, and in a single day and night of misfortune, the island of Atlantis, in like manner, disappeared in the depths of the sea. No survivors, no ruins, no echo, just the profound, crushing silence of the ocean. For over 2 millennia, that question has haunted scholars, fueled explorers, and inspired dreamers. The most compelling scientific theory points not to the Atlantic, but to the Aegean Sea. Around 1600 BC, the volcanic island of Thera, modern-day Santorini, erupted with a force hundreds of times more powerful than an atomic bomb. This cataclysm obliterated the heart of the island, creating a massive sunken caldera and triggering colossal tsunamis that devastated the northern coast of Crete, the center of the highly advanced Minoan civilization. The parallels are striking. A sophisticated, seafaring civilization with grand palaces, advanced art, and bull-leaping rituals — Plato mentions bull sacrifices in Atlantis — suddenly and catastrophically wiped out by the sea. Could the memory of this real Bronze Age apocalypse have been passed down through generations, its details distorted, the date multiplied by 10, the location shifted, until it reached Plato as the legend of Atlantis? Are these tantalizing clues to a lost world? Or are they simply fascinating, yet natural, geological coincidences? Atlantis is no longer just a story. It's a global obsession, a modern myth. It was ignited in the 19th century by Ignatius Donnelly's book Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, which claimed it was the mother culture of all ancient civilizations. It was absorbed into esoteric beliefs, with mystics like Edgar Cayce describing it as a hyper-advanced society powered by crystals, whose moral failings led to its doom. It has become the blueprint for countless lost worlds in books, films, and video games. Some believe it was real, a civilization far more advanced than our own, perhaps even extraterrestrial in origin. Others insist its value lies not in history, but in its message, a timeless warning about the fragility of civilization and the eternal struggle between our divine potential and our human flaws. Whether a ghost of history or a figment of imagination, Atlantis lives on, powerful and eternal, in our collective consciousness. It represents the ultimate mystery, the possibility of a lost world, a forgotten chapter in the human story, a brilliant civilization swallowed by the sea, or perhaps a future waiting to be rediscovered beneath the waves. So, we ask you, do you believe Atlantis ever existed? Was it a real-world utopia destroyed by its own hubris? Or a profound truth about humanity, buried not by water, but by allegory? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep mysteries uncovered.